All right, guys, welcome back. We're just getting ready for map number 2, but Cash was quite convincing for GAMERS2. Speaking of Dust 2, Game 2, GAMERS2, all kinds of 2s. They want to 2-0 it because already, like we say, they took a quite convincing force of action on Cash. There wasn't really much to be shown from ENCORE. In fact, only 4 rounds on their CT side, and they ended with only 7, which was after winning the pistol on T, so not really many gun rounds working in their favor. Something they're definitely going to have to address, but this is their map choice. We'll see if it works a little bit better for them.
Yeah, and this time ENCORE, I'm pretty sure they want to stick it with playing T side this time, I believe. As far as I can tell, you know, their play on Cash was pretty much aggressive playing CT side, so it wouldn't shock me if their T side is really good aggressively on the T side on this map, but we'll see.
Sorry. I was busy timing out a racial person in chat.
Oh. Oh, well.
Just has to be done, you know?
Yeah.
No, but this could be a lot different. This map's obviously very it's actually it's weird because I compare Cash and Dust the most because you have very split up bomb sites similar to Cash where the CT's back here, yada yada yada. I'm not going to draw that much. And you have a very distinctive mid with 2 connection points. The difference is that the connection points are a lot tighter first off, whereas the connection points are actually quite open on Cash, but the sites themselves are more open. B has a tight entrance, but once you're in, it's super hard to retake past the wall, but A is so wide open. And it really means that you can pug it a little more at the A site. There's more openings for picks. You can play individual skill. There's less, emphasis on smoke execution. There are a lot more teams that are running this new wall of smoke we're seeing from a cat execution because the smoke to mid thing's kind of been worn out so many times that teams have figured out how to play it. I mean, the simple execution to stop that now is you run 2 over to B right away. The first spot's cat, second goes in B to cover the push, and then you go 3 to long with 1 to fall back to mid, and then you suddenly have a 2-1-2 setup covering off A. So it's kind of shut down the mid to be a lot. Happy's really good at getting on the boxes. It's just an example of teams doing that. So a lot more teams now, and we saw it in the 69-round overtime game with Nip versus Envious. Teams are going cat a lot more, and as a result of that, a lot of teams are running that wall of smoke, which basically covers off from Goose onto the site, and then you drop a second smoke, or maybe even a third down toward the ramp. I guess that would be 3 total, so maybe a 4th, I guess I would be saying. And then you plant for cat right away. So you look for a quick execution. The one change of pace that this actually requires is that, yes, they can flash through from a Goose player, but the player on car, if he's running with an op, can see over it. So he's really the only entry you need if you do this correctly. And that's sort of the first execution in the current meta that we're starting to see in terms of A. But overall, the map's a lot more open, and it gives a lot more potential for ENCORE, who didn't have much execution at all in the first map, to get a chance to just win the straight fights.
Definitely, and it is their map choice, obviously. So, with that said, wouldn't doubt a second that ENCORE here, they're gonna be playing a really stable play, and especially with the smokes, with everything that's gonna be coming up, executing into sides, playing T side, CT side, doesn't really matter. I believe ENCORE is gonna be the stronger team on this map. Obviously, GAMERS2 are really strong in Dust 2 as well. Let's not forget that. Now, with ENCORE choosing this map, I'm pretty sure there are some tactics behind it, and pretty much hidden. Like let's put it that way. ENCORE, they don't wanna show off too much. So we'll see how they play on Dust 2, and if this is something that we haven't seen before.
Why can't I report Bot Wade? I want to report Bot Wade. It won't let me report Bot Wade for hacking.
Yeah, he's on fire these days.
Let's try Bot Kevin. I have a feeling Valve prohibits you from reporting the bots. It won't let me.
Yeah, they don't want to get
anymore.
back.
It won't even let me click on anyone anymore. What is this, Valve? I'm not allowed to report anyone on the CT team? No, I can't do it. Damn. I tried. He was definitely worthy of a ban.
Well, I could click on the CT team till I clicked on the bot, then it wouldn't allow me to.
They don't let you. Damn. That's disappointing.
Yeah, it is. All right. Let's go. First knife round coming up here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Counterpit League. Don't forget the Vulcan Challenge as well. Go to vulcan.com and get ready and sign up for that. And we'll be facing right in the knife round. Sadokist with me here today. And how do you think this is going to end?
With a winning team and a losing team.
Yeah, obviously.
Did that answer it for you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think G2's definitely showed off a little bit more class. So far, their roster does have a little bit more experience. Obviously, ENCORE losing their organization. They didn't really lose the organization, but 3D Max, it was kind of a hobby for the owner, so he decided that it was growing at a rate that he couldn't really keep up with, and he didn't really want to invest that much time into it, so it was the better decision to just bid farewell. And thanks to all his contributions, I have to say, just on a personal note, that's really awesome if people do that. And then they lost Natsu, they lost Alu before that, so things are on a rebuilding phase right now for ENCORE. And GAMERS2, they made some adjustments to the roster, which aren't so much a rebuild. They made these changes to get more into the mix, so they're definitely, I don't know, have bigger ambitions right now of the two teams, I think. And so far that showed. Michu, though, takes a good amount of damage to start this round. He's down to 3 based on an early cat aggressive play. That kind of backfired on him because Nasu got a shot over the top, and now they're going to execute through mid. No smoke on CT to cover it off, so they will have to still deal with a pistol firing away, and I'm surprised Nasu's stopping to take this fight. He actually does take Michu. That was your low HP player, but with the pistols from that range, they could have just rushed through and taken B if they wanted to. Instead, they'll fall back and head to cat. They're still winning the exchanges, so that's important. Innocent's going to try and go for the flank. Does get one, but he gets caught off in the end. And they could have already, actually, look at this. Now mid's covered. You've got basically a bunch of players stacked up. Xart has the A side open, so they'll head that direction, but they could have already been at B at this point.
Yeah, but as well, the fact that we actually saw people coming up a middle, shooting up towards CT, gave them the idea of, hey, maybe we're seeing right now, ENCORE, maybe they want to push up and actually in towards the B side instead, so they kept that B side holded, and we have two players pushing out late into middle to see if there's still people there. Now, ENCORE, if they decided they want to push into the A side a little bit earlier, as Zardy actually was there, then potentially that would have bought them a lot more time here. GAMERS2 right now, they haven't got too much to lose. Sparrow right there with the USP is going to go down to Disturbed, and Mao's with that half armor, he's going to go for the save on that. And the first round, actually, ENCORE playing a great play on middle, and up short there as well. The fact that they get that one frag on Mihu in CT is just going to be so important, and it cost a really huge fake on GAMERS2 because they stick to B and, you know, kept playing two players there for a long time. So, with that said, ENCORE, well-deserved round.
I got asked to change the crosshair, so here's what I did. All right, let's do it. Let's go new school crosshair. You want crosshair changes? We can do that.
What? What's the crosshair like?
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
No.
Nasu walks back in front of his teammate. Standa does team damage. Oh, man. That's unfortunate. But either way, they do have a double scout setup going out for the CT side right now. I'm going to switch this back. This is annoying me. And actually, it's Disturbed to open things up with this AK. You have to go with a little bit more of a rifle presence on this map. We saw Nip try and run a 5 SMG strategy, and it doesn't work just because of the open space. So Stonda now is going to hold it from lower. They'll get this bomb down on B. They'll have to play for a retake, and they're not going to. They've invested so much into this double scout, which they've already lost one. Now they're just going to sit back and save on the CT side, which seems interesting on the second round, but it makes a lot of sense based on the buy that they brought out. This will allow them to keep. They'll be able to save in the next round completely and still have guns to work with. So it essentially creates a double force buy for the price of one.
Yeah. And they're just going to be holding this down. We're going to see that fee come up on long. And ENCORE knows that the save is coming up. Malzino finishing off with a great exit right there. Picking up the MP7. And Zarda here as well, going in for the kill. Mihu. 2-on-4 situation so far. And ENCORE, they can actually finish out these 2 kills if they want to. Now, we'll see how they push out. It's not going to be it. And with that said, we have a free MP7 actually picked up there by Mouse. And the fact that they actually did save here is interesting because they had, they did have enough money to buy pretty much the same thing in this next round, and they didn't really go in for the B side as well. So Innocent there with the Scout and Malzino there with the MP7 in this next round that they're not even going to waste any money at all in this next upcoming round. Minis there with the CZ obviously, but unless anything less of that, we have no buys at all. So GAMERS2 really earning a lot of money actually saving these 2 weapons, and they can actually earn a lot of money if they decide, hey, let's get Mouse pushing out there, let's get Mouse getting some frags. So we'll see.
Nasu does spot one, scouting out at long. He'll fall off it as a result. That's Malzino who's pushed up. Maniz is going to play from the ramp, try and catch them on the cross over toward quad. Spiro catches Xarda, and that means that they're already a man down now, but they still have this Mac 10 and Karan that could do damage, but the weapons are still firmly in their favor. If he can get in close, he might be able to catch one, but he's the first one in. He already drops. It's actually the Bison that does the damage in exchange. Deserve and Ston to cancel it back out. We're back to 3-on-3, but Innocent gets the better of the scout duel. Now that closes out back to a 2-man remaining situation on the terrace, and they're coming in from the backside as well. Michu's already in position from tunnels. Mouse is a little bit further out of position, so Disturbed has to win this first battle, and now this slows down the retake big time. Natsu's low HP, but he's stacked up inside closet, so he'll be the second player they spot, and he's got good coverage on the door. They actually need to make sure they're covering the correct angles because Disturbed watching one angle, they're both looking at door. This allows Malzino to walk in. They could have easily set up a more established crossfire, and as a result, that makes them pay for it. Innocent gets the kill, and that was all based on lack of communication. If one's watching the door from closet, the guy in the backside of sight's not going to be spotted from the door. All he has to do is put his attention on tunnel and get the call from his teammate. Instead, they make a misplay, and that's what costs them. So GAMERS2 get back into this all on that save from the second round. They keep just enough guns to force into this round and make it worth it.
Yeah, and GAMERS2 getting that one round, and the crossfire on ENCORE there wasn't really on top, and as you said, the fact that we have Nasu playing on car, I believe you said, or was it?
I'm sorry?
Car.
Yeah, exactly.
Nasu played on car. Yeah,
he was in the closet either way.
Yeah. And he just didn't want to push out or anything. He was really afraid of one coming up on Dark. Is really going to be paying off well for GAMERS2 getting that one round. Now in this next round, we're going to be seeing an op, or 2 ops actually, on the CT side. Manice is the only one remaining as Spiro goes down there in a 2-on-4 situation. GAMERS2 can still take this though on the other hand, because we were seeing an Exigo coming up towards A here, and it comes down to how well Mihu plays here on short. Getting that one frag on Zardi is going to be so important, but Manice here with the op is going to be so smoked off, flashed off as well. It's just going to be a carnage coming up here as they push up to the side, and Manice, he's down here on CT.
Low HP for Disturbed. That nade actually took him down to 6, so he went even lower. He has to be careful as he's on the ramp from long. He can't really cross back over. And this means Karan should be the one to try and get back out to play. But they do still have a player back toward pit, so they do still have that covered off at the very least. But that flash does catch Karan. He manages to get coverage behind the barrels, loses a ton of HP to Michu. But yeah, Maniz is gone. He can't take this fight. He has the op. They've invested heavily into this round. If he goes down now, it's going to be absolutely dreadful. And in fact, that's what's going to happen. Yeah. Karan's going to catch him. And look at the, they still have 71 for Malzino because he didn't really upgrade, but the rest of them are quite fragile, so I don't even think Malzino is going to bother buying. He might drop pistols for his team, but that'll be the best case scenario. Yeah, exactly what he's going to do. He just threw out P250s.
GAMERS2 losing that one round is really going to damage your economy as they won the earlier one before that. So ENCORE really playing a smart play here, and they managed to clinch that one round is going to be making a huge difference, obviously, both for their economy and for the enemy teams here. Now we have Mouse with, as you mentioned, around 6.5k there in the beginning. So dropping the P250s and the 5.7s to his mates is going to be important right there. And as they play this off, Encore are in the middle, and they're pretty much waiting for mistakes to be done here by Gamers2, and we're going to be seeing Mihu actually taking that peak, a boost actually coming up there on middle, great boost actually, as it finishes off with Disturb going down. Now 5-on-4 situation, and Manice, he's sure that, hey, if there's someone in here, either I die or he die, and he just goes in for the risk, does manage to go through cleanly. Nasu actually with the kill there on Mihu, and Sparrow going down as well to Corone, and it's just going to be a back-to-back fire coming up here, Encore on Innocent as well, and we're going to be seeing a 4-on-2 situation, and the duels right here are really unfair and really in the advantage of Encore, but the fact that we still have Gamers2 clinching that AK in their hands, and Mouse with that CZ and Flash, is he going to be saving that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea. They're already going to commit to saving the AK, so there's no point in him hunting with 13 HP. Like you say, he does have a small investment. It's not the biggest thing in the world to save, but there's no reason not to at this point. And in fact, that could put him in a position where he gets a little bit more aggressive, which he's doing right now in Suicide, to just spot in case they are hunting Maniz, and that'll give him a better chance to save the AK. So that's what they're going to play for. The time is going to go, or the bomb rather, is going to explode. Time is going to expire. And they'll get away with both those. The bigger one, of course, is keeping that AK. But Encore's discovered a gap at A. They've definitely exploited it the last 2 rounds, and both from different angles. The first one was on Cat when they tried to walk in. They actually did smoke off the site quite effectively, similar to how we talked about a little bit in the pregame. And then that time they just overwhelmed it long. And if they can continue to keep the defense like that from Gamers2, it does 2 things. One is it forces them to change up, but that weakens the map elsewhere. So they shouldn't, if it's not broken, don't fix it. They shouldn't try and think otherwise too quickly about going to B. And as you can see, they're actually putting more aggression out. Mauzino gets caught, so still a good entrance. The nade does come back into Nasu. But again, they've already weakened the defense, and this trade will give them the advantage because it has to spread everyone out on the CT side.
It surely does now. Encore can pretty much just unite and go together out along here and get the frags done. Not even one by one. They just go unite and just push on, and they're going to be getting those frags on the A side. If they manage to clinch one, they obviously have Mihu on short, who's going to be coming up on the A side eventually, and he has some time to go towards A as well. So by the time he comes up on the A side, Encore is already going to be there and wait for that frag to come out, and they actually manage to clinch Mihu right there, and that's going to be important now. 3-on-4 situation, spreading out the CT side even more, and the T side is really in the advantage of taking this one side here. We're seeing Innocent. He is going to go down as well to Zardy right there, sorry. And Sparrow and Manice, they pretty much decided they wanted to stay on the B side, holding that down, and good decision, but at this point in time when they actually manage to clinch a kill, especially on short, which is like one of the areas in which if they do push up, they have so much, to look at on the A side. It's insane. And with one player only playing on Graffiti as well, which is like the spot you're probably going to be checking first from short, it's going to be a risk there. And Encore pretty much just doing this fast, quick, and getting into the site, and after plant situation is amazing, getting those last frags.
The thing is, we saw a change that time with Michu actually getting onto Catwalk to try and hold more aggressively on the short position. But the thing is, if you're going to give up A, which a lot more pros do, the way to do it is play for the retake from long. So you rush out. We did see 2 that time get aggressive on long, but you basically rush out and cover off your mid so that you can spot Catwalk, and then you play with the reverse shot from Car to make sure they can't get through. And if you're going to do that, you basically need to have a second player who supports down on the ramp to make sure they don't drop. And if it should be an op at the Car, ideally. And that way the drop player can't get up close and in his face, and he can just focus on taking one shot at a time. And you can control the angle so well. So that's why you see a lot more teams give up the A, because it's much easier to play for a retake than B is. But if you're going to give it up, you need to have those positions established, and you need to make sure everyone knows their role in doing it. Because if it's given up and someone's even slightly out of position or doesn't understand the responsibility of the retake or not in position for the timing of the retake, then it's not even going to happen. You won't get anywhere near the site. And that's basically what we're seeing from G2, is that they're either too far away or someone's not flashing accordingly to support that player that's covering from the loose catwalk hold. So they just need to tighten up a little bit on that if they're going to play that meta. Otherwise, they need to go back to more of a standard formation 2-on-2 directly out of spawn and hold it in the choke points on catwalk.
Coming up next here, Encore, they decide they want to push up actually from short this time. And Stani with that up, he is going to be meeting up to Innocent, and he's actually going to do some decent damage on the players here. Stani down to 64 HP. That second shot could have made a difference, but as he misses out, Stan is still alive, and Nasu is actually out on long here, and they haven't spotted him out yet. Mouse, though, is going to get that as he decides he want to push through that smoke. Manages to clinch that one frag, and as that comes down, you know, we have that AK on Mouse, and Gamers2 already pretty much just standing still, waiting for the exits to come at him, and it's just going to be a smart play here by them, definitely. Zarde is going to get that one frag on Malzino, though, and this is basically because we're seeing right now, Gamers2, what they're doing is they're waiting for the weapons to come at them, really, and try to get the exits and actually pick them up for the next upcoming round, because it's going to be such a win-win situation for them. But as ENCORE actually pushes up here and gets the frags, that's going to be making a difference and damage their economy and their saves, obviously. You know, ENCORE is playing a great play in getting the after plan frags, and it's working out their way too many times in a row here. So Gamers2, they really need to step up that after plan situation play that they're playing right now. But Sparrow this time, and you know, it's obviously because they haven't had the economy on their side now. What we're gonna be seeing is an op on Sparrow and the rest of the gang. So hopefully now what we're gonna be seeing is not any quick peaks coming up here by ENCORE, and Disturbed already getting that one frag on Malzino, and the fact that he goes down, that's gonna be given some spread out play to Gamers2.
Good play by Maniz to get up close, but that flash caught him off guard and they check it, so Disturbed gets the kill. And just to go back, someone in chat said they think B is easier to retake. B is easier to get position to retake. It's easier to get into position, but it's harder to penetrate into the actual site because of how tight the choke points are. Good exchange, actually. Michu does go down. This time they have Innocent to support Catwalk, so this is entirely different from G2. This is them knowing that A has been a lot weaker. But again, they're 2 men down already in this situation, so B's a little bit easier to set up for a retake, but A is a lot more open to actually get into position to get the shots and get the angles. But that's where it comes down to knowing the roles. If the player from ramp's coming up, he basically has to keep them busy enough that a guy can get out toward long or CT, and good closeout on the round by Exarte. This is definitely a much, much better performance from ENCORE, and this time it's Gamers2 who look like they're lost on this map as opposed to ENCORE and Cash.
Yeah, as that round comes down, we're seeing Gamers2 this time with a low budget round. They still want to decide they still want to buy this one round, which is obviously a good decision to go with. But Stani right there through that smoke, oof, that is gonna be impressive, and it's pretty much because of that nade coming up. I believe they see that through the smoke, right? So CSGO thing.
Good position here from Spiro, as I actually have my mic muted, Multi. That's why you're hearing me twice. My mistake, but that's a good position to get up on top of the boxes to play the close angle as soon as someone comes through the tunnels. But Karan's already found Maus. If Nasu checks this on the way through, in fact, they're not even going to head this way because, again, they've opened up a position at middle. And look how spread out the defense are. Spiro's all the way at B. No one to cover off mid right now. Michu's stuck toward long. Michu should actually consider falling down toward Car at this point, because if they don't have a third player inside A, that's exactly Innocent's out, and now he has to play from such a long position. He does get back in time to at least take the first shot, but he can't find the kill, and he's still questioning long, so he's going to fall completely off this. And I mean, this is the point. That A is a lot more open. It should be easier to retake, but unfortunately, if you don't have positioning to do it with your teammates, there's not much you can do solo, because you can be isolated. Spiro does at least get Zarte. Now they get caught out looking in that direction, and he actually does find Karan, so he does work his way back up. First shot goes in, but they still have Sonda with this op, and he's going to find the first shot on Spiro. Ballsy peek, because he was actually slightly exposed to Mihu as he did that, and they know exactly where Mihu is.
And it's just like you say, when you actually are gonna be holding short from such an, you know, aggressive angle, it really comes down to having that backup player on long, especially and hopefully with an op right there. This time he had the FAMAS and he couldn't really make it through as quick as we hoped, but at least he managed to clinch that one frag on, I believe it was the A site, and didn't work out all the way, but you really need that backup player on long who can manage to clinch those one frags, because that's gonna be making a difference if the player goes down on short. So, ENCORE here, they have no mercy. They're just pushing out, and they don't even spot out Disturbed. He's just going to get those 2 free kills. Nasu on Malzino as well. That's just going to be opening up the A site once again. And ENCORE, incredible play coming up here by them. They just read this like a book. It's easy as a pie, like, literally.
They're winning all the duels. Even when Gamers2 get in a position aggressively at long to take that first exchange, they're not doing anything at all to slow them down. Even just drop some fire on the doorway, because they're just coming through with force and winning with just brutality. Numbers, everything. I mean, 3 players through the door before the exchange even went down because of that corner smoke. They don't stop it. They lose 2 in the exchange right away. Third guy drops after. At least Spiro does get back into one. Maniz is actually pushed up on door, so they've clawed it back a little bit, but now as Sphero goes down, it's pretty much all over for Manise. He tries to pick up the AK, does get one more kill, but there it is. Stonda's already on his back. And ENCORE are on 9. I mean, if you're not going to win the duels, do your best to delay them or prohibit them. Limit what movement the offense have, and they aren't doing either right now. So it's a little bit lackluster from GAMERS2. Again, their T side usually is the side that a lot of people claim, you know, carries them in games, but it definitely is going to have to be amazing right now because their CT is abysmal, I have to say. This is really weak from them. And they're playing pistols again with a double stack at long, giving up a lot of positioning. They can't take the fight up close. Disturb goes through mid completely naked and gets caught immediately by an AK.
Nasu holding this down on long apartments, and it, you know, comes down to GAMERS2. What they're really doing right now, they're not, like, we know that, hey, ENCORE's been pushing you for 9 rounds now. They've been pushing instantly in every single round. This is the only round in which we're seeing Nasu really play that defensive angle on long, kinda, and otherwise, you know, they've just been pushing. They always had the chance to pretty much delay every single push by just using a smoke in the beginning of every round right there, so GAMERS2 not really reading this. That could have been a close moment for Sphero, actually.
If Stonda got a little bit closer, he actually could have got that second kill, but Stonda comes back up just before that smoke comes out and catches him. That shotgun could have actually been interesting to see if he found the first one on Stonda a little bit closer, and then the second player was actually pushing forward with the bomb, or at least to recover the bomb, actually. And, yeah, that could have made the round at least somewhat close, but they had the B site already firmly in their favor, and they'll close out on Mihu. They'll go back to guns, but it's already on round 12, and they only have the one single round, which came in round 3, which was actually a bit of an eco. It was a save. They forced up in round 2. They saved their guns from the forced and then didn't buy in round 3 to use them, and it paid off. So it looked encouraging when they did that, but since then it's been just awful.
Mm-hmm. And we'll see here, Mihu once again taking that, you know, they always tend to take that aggressive peek on short, and it hasn't worked for 10 rounds. Don't know why they keep pushing that the same way. They're not using too many smokes or anything on short, really, and it, you know, they have the smokes in their hands, not even used yet. 3 smokes, and they're not even useless, or they're not even used yet. Sorry, pardon me for that. Now, 3-on-3 situation, and the equalizer is actually gonna be coming up. That's gonna be important now. GAMERS2 are already struggling with reading the play that ENCORE is going to be doing next, because we have 2 players, the bomb even, coming up here towards B. Manise is going to be switching up to that op, and as 2 people push up, they're going to get those frags, and Nasu just doing great work on the A side as well. Already legged down, I believe, Manise that was. So, 11-1, and GAMERS2, their CT side is really not working out right now.
No, it's not. And Michu continues to try and take the aggressive cat play because, of course, they are giving up the ace, so he wants to take the fight in a different approach. But he's been caught, I think, almost 5-6 times there in that position, and it's becoming almost predictable. He's only got 3 kills in this game. Last game, we saw him carry super hard. I wouldn't say super hard, but decently hard. And now he's not even getting anything rolling. And that's it. I mean, that's the story of everyone in GAMERS2. No one's winning their battles at all. So, again, if you can't win the battles, find a way to at least get into positions to work as a team, delay the offense, prohibit their map control. And again, already we see Karan working up catwalk as Nasu's going to distract 2 players out toward long. This is, okay, it's not. I thought Innocent was going to fall off and support Michu. He's not. This is a problem because 1 player at long is all you need. If you're going to support the site, you need a 2nd player to cover, and they're too far away from it. Here comes Utake. Karan's got Michu. That, again, he's down on catwalk. That again means this is open, and Mouse has to do a big job. This time he wins it. That's exactly what you have to do, and he does it with no support. That's an impressive individual performance, at least. As Innocent now will take Nasu, so they've got it down to a 1-man advantage. This still splits them up a little bit. Zarte's going to come back over and join with Stonda, who has the bomb and an op, trying to go for the entry, and he's actually worked himself up to quad. But Mauzino and Innocent, they're pushing away from A. They finally get kills on A this late in the round. Spiro's already pushed at B. Why did they push at A? He's already made the call that they're not B. So now look at this. They find themselves, oh, look, we're all at mid. Wait, what? They're not at B? Spiro, what are you doing?
What?
Oh, wait, we're not at A? Shit, we just gave it up for free. That's not communication at all. And look at this. Bomb down. Stonda just holds the angle. They gave this round away. This was a big misplay to push both sites.
Definitely, and they had 2 players playing along as well, so the fun fact here is actually that if you have at least 2 players on along, you can at least get 1 back enough towards short, and then you have 1 player coming up CT to pretty much hold down all angles that can be held down by 2 players on ENCORE's team, because then you always have that 1 player who's going to be surviving either way because they're holding down 2 angles only. Now, with that said, GAMERS2, a huge miscommunication coming up there, as you mentioned, and yeah, just GAMERS2, a huge tab out.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was super questionable. They have already gotten kills on A. It gives the indication that something's going to be going on at A. Spiro pushes B. No one's been there. That's the right thing to do. He should be the one to go for the read, and they give up Catwalk again after 2 kills already came out in that position. And Disturb's going to drop. Finally, Maniz wins the battle at mid. Now they've got this back to at least a man advantage, and Nasu wants to take the fight. Innocent beats him through the smoke. So we're back in a similar situation to last round. Let's see if this time it goes a little bit better for them, as Stonda and Zarte are both stuck up in mid right now. Smoke is out on the doors, so Maniz can't get a direct line of sight on his shot. But they are going to try and flash through. He's not caught. Gets to the cover of CT spawn, pops back out, and this time Malzino comes out late. That's a lot better. That's exactly what it should have been the whole time. GAMERS2 covering their angles, each person taking their responsibility, and they'll bring this up to 2 rounds, but we're into 15 already, and that's all they've gotten.
And this is gonna be the last round of the first half coming up now, ladies and gentlemen. Counterfeit League and
oh, this is insane.
They're pretty much sure that, hey, if they're gonna be coming mid, we want to get these frags instantly, and they do manage to take out Spirit Minis down to 33 HP. That's just gonna be an insane play coming up by ENCORE. Now, coming up next, we'll see how this faces off. Now, on the B side, outside B side here, we have people with the bomb. That's gonna be Stunned as well, supporting the bomb.
Nice
yeah, that's gonna be important. Now,
and look
Mihu
again,
going down.
What is this push from G2? You've already just pushed cast, lost a player, and you continue to push out long. You know they're playing. If Mihu got that far and died to someone that passively on A, you know it's a passive setup. This just doesn't make sense from GAMERS2. There's absolutely no teamwork together. I think pretty much at this point they've given up and gone solo because no communication. So 13-2, and why is my mouse not moving? Really? Is this a glitch now from... I just want to go show you that this is the cool play they did. Why am I outside of the skybox? I can't even control this. Way to go, mouse. GG, I can't turn. They bought 3 autos is what I was going to say. And then because they had that much economy, they went back over to the guns to execute the round after. That's super cool.
It really is. And GAMERS2, the last round there definitely was a sum up of what we saw in the early rounds that ENCORE actually won, like the 9 rounds in a row, I believe it was, or something. Insane. And GAMERS2 not reading that too quick on the CT side. They're just going to be rushing out here along, getting those 2 great frag. Mihu actually great work there, getting into the A side now. And Zardy are going to be coming up with these mates from B side here. Mihu is going to be going down now, 4-on-3 situation. Zardy's down to 3 HP, so that's a free kill for them if he decides he want to push out. Now, the bomb is going to go planted. Innocent is going to get that kill on the server, which is going to be important now. On elevator, we have Stonda just going to be pushing that. And what? Innocent!
That
Zardy.
was a nice shot. Very nice shot as Zardy jumped up. Predictable because he was the last one left, but it was still a nice tap. Good timing. And that's, I mean, finally we see them get their aim on. It's going to be a hard comeback. Let's just say that if they want to attempt this. But that's a start. They'll get double SMG out. 3 AKs. So 3 AKs, that's an interesting investment. They pretty much have to be efficient in this round to make this work then. And already those flashes out. Unfortunately, they blinded up. Their first player was blinded by themselves, and then a second response flash came from the CTs. That got the second player. Maniz goes down. That is one of the AKs, and already one of the SMGs dropped. And Spiro's not going to... Okay, he does go back. Does he grab it? I think he's going to. Yeah, there you go. So 3 AKs, they'll still have them all, but they have to survive with these 3 players now to make this round worth it. Otherwise, they're giving away economy that's going to give them... Yeah, okay, perfect. Good. They get that. Otherwise, they give away a massive amount of economy that's going to pay off massively later if they want to continue to try and get this momentum going. So 4 rounds now for GAMERS2 and a full save coming out from the T side. 1 smoke for Disturbed, 1 flash for Disturbed. We'll see where he plays this to try and get... He might try and quick cat with that. And just getting back to that one first round, you know, the kill that we saw, I think it was Disturbed get. Or no, it wasn't Disturbed. Innocent get was really the reverse Kaylee shot. If you think of it, in a way. Totally.
Yeah. Alright, with that said, we're going to be seeing ENCORE this time, and they're pushing out pretty aggressively here on shore. They've only got pistols, not too much to lose here, and they're pretty much risking it on middle here, and they're pretty much going to go in for this. Mouse is going to get stunned. I wonder if we can see Karen get that 1 kill. He will. The Spiro, yeah, that nade is just going to be...
I just love the way the body blew up. It was like, oh shit,
yeah.
nade, boom, gone.
Yeah.
So this is a
he
lot
knew
better.
It was over. It's already along, and he's gonna go down Mihu with that last frag, and that's gonna be important now. 5-13, and they won't even let him get 2 frags there, which is obviously now not gonna give him too many nades in this next upcoming round. It actually will. Nasu and the gang having the nades in this one, so pardon me for that. Disturbed actually not buying the full armor we have there because he wants to be able to
And
buy
it,
those
it
nades.
doesn't
Yeah,
matter. There's a couple people without the head armor. You're going against AKs. It really makes no
Yeah.
difference if you had head
it
armor
really
or not.
doesn't.
So that's
So it's
actually saving a bit of dollars and gets these nades out for them. So this will work to their favor. They do actually cover off Cat a little bit better. So Encore, this is a little bit better in position from them because look, they've got the support now on ramp from Zart. This is exactly what Gamers2 needed to do. They get up Catwalk, they give up the A site, but they play it before they can even get even near the plant position, or rather they give up Catwalk and play it so they can't even get near the plant position. That was a lot better executed. One on ramp, a second to support. The third player falls off long after he's taken down that first kill and is able to support and cover off. That's exactly how most of the pro teams, the tier 1 teams, are playing it.
Hey, I'm starting to think this rainy day is actually
Oh, that's
saying
right.
something.
It was sunny in the
Yeah.
first map. Now it's raining for G2. Maybe that was a prophecy.
Yeah.
So opt for Spiro. We'll see if he can get at least something rolling with that pick. But again, they're going to run this 3A strategy with Nasu getting aggressive. So he'll jump down to pit likely, or at least be ready to support. Stonda will go back and cover this angle onto Catwalk. And Karun, although he's on platform right now, has the potential to drop down and support on mid as soon as this take comes in. Smoke out on door, that'll delay it. But if they want to push through, it's going to be Karun that gets in the first and fastest position to help close that off.
Yeah, and still a 5-on-5 situation in the game, and Encore, they're playing this super patiently. They know that, hey, if we push, Gamers2 are going to be waiting for our mistakes, and that's exactly what they're doing. Sparrow here on middle, just waiting for someone to come at him, and, you know, just to open up with one frag. It's not going to happen, bro. It's not going to happen. Sparrow trying to find that one frag as he pushes in right now. They're pushing out a middle. No one has gone down yet, and it's only 35 seconds remaining approximately on the time clock here. So, Sardi, he's here with the incendiary nade, and he can buy some time actually by throwing it on the right timing, and he actually does. Malzeno has to push up through hole, so they know that, hey, they're coming up from window now. Disturb, just gotta go in for the frags, and Miles, Spiro just going down. Zarda helping out with that, and, you know, on the A side, Sonny and Curran just pretty much holding it down amazingly.
That was really interesting because Zarde got caught. We saw him jumping over to the left side. He had to recross to set up the crossfire because they had disturbed in the backside. So it would have been an interesting hold from the inside of the site, which would have left him a lot more vulnerable to a peek from doors. Instead, there he managed to. That was actually a risky jump back across because he was already spotted. Fortunately, it was the AK that spotted him, not the op. But now Encore, match point. So we might go 1-1. We should go 1-1.
Yeah.
And we'll head to Mirage for map 3 if that's going to be the case. And Maniz will get back to Exarde this time with the Tech 9. Michu, nice shot on Nasu as he pops out over the wall at pit. And right now, this staggered force buy from G2 is paying off, although Stonda will take down Michu in response. And that'll bring it back down to a 3-on-3 now as Disturb finds Spiro over top of the Xbox. As I get stuck on a corpse. Thank you, Volvo.
Alright, so 3-on-3 situation right now, and Gamers2, they're gathering up here on middle. They know that, hey, if we don't unite now, then what are we gonna do? We can't go in for any reply frag or anything on anyone. Innocent goes down, and Karen just playing it smart as he backs off after that, goes down CT. He knows that, hey, if one's there, there's probably another, and he's just waiting for that one to come at him. Maniz is gonna be getting that one frag done though, and Disturb going down, so that's gonna be forcing down Stani to play alone here. He's got to be coming from CT. They don't expect that because Malzeno wasn't even holding that peak. Now, Maniz is not going to go for the plant instantly, and that's actually going to give some to Gamers2. Now, a pause is going to be coming up.
Exactly. We did have a Steam logon issue for, I believe, Disturbed. Yeah, for Disturbed. So he can take this time to get back in. They've still got a lot of match points to work with, so hopefully he'll get back in and quite quickly get underway. So we'll just, while we have a chance, take another quick look at the bracket. Of course, the winner of this game goes directly through to the league, I believe to Group A. I have no confirmation on that, but I believe to Group A. They are the upper side of this qualifying bracket. And then it's G-Play versus... Why am I drawing a blank? I can't actually see the graphic. I just know it's on the screen. Versus Mouse Sports. There we go. Of course it's Mouse Sports. The team I'm super excited about, the new roster. And they'll be the second team to qualify. One of those two. That match, by the way, is on Friday. At the same time on Friday, 19 CEST. May the 15th, and there's your groups. Just thought we'd take a quick peek, as we do have Disturb back in already. So we should get right back into the game. And get rolling.
Yeah. And Gamers2 playing a terrific round right there. Fact is, when they go out middle and, they have a frag coming up by short and they just hold that angle, no one's there to even go up and they don't see anyone coming from short, then obviously something is happening on the A side, so they're going to be taking that peek on a CT. Getting that one frag made such a difference because gave him such an advantage getting into the B side. Now, it was a risk because it was a one-on-one situation at a point there, but as I think it was Miho, or was it Innocent? Didn't plan. No, Manice it was. Didn't plan, ENCORE and the gang wasn't really ready for that, and he decided he wanted to go in for that last frag, and it worked out so well. The smokes are coming out here on the B side as they decide they want to play on the hold here, and obviously Manice with a plant. We'll see how this faces off. Now we have Sanda with that op, and Zarde with that scout. We'll see how they play off. They're going to go with the long aggression here, if what they're going to be doing. It looks like they're still on the A side, and they have already decided that, hey, we should probably not go in for this instantly right now. If we take a look at their economy, it makes sense. It definitely does.
Cool push through that smoke at the end on door by Spiro. He knew he had support from the mid doors, so he just checks the corner. That allows the second player at the doors to watch CT. So they're definitely covering off their angles now. They're a way better T-sided team. I'm not even going to deny it. I said I wasn't convinced at the start of this. That they work off each other so much better when they're entering into bomb sites. It's crazy how the night and day difference. But again, we're going to see ENCORE go for this really aggressive long play. This time it's only 2 to peek up. A third player back by CT ramp to flash. That allows them to peek out a little further, but no exchange comes out just yet. We do have Manice in that position at the long cave. He's already taken down to 44 on that early spray that came out from the CT side, but he won't readdress just yet. He'll play passively. Meanwhile, bomb stacked up toward B. Smoke was out on the tunnel. That's gone, and that flash is going to catch them. Luckily, Spiro hits Disturbed because he had a free shot directly into 2 blinded G2 players. Manice does come out on the lurk, does take down Nasu back over at A, but it's all going to go on at B right now, and they don't have anyone directly inside the site, so they pretty much have to play for a retake at this point. Karan wants to get in early. Xart does catch Michu on the cross. This gives him a better chance to do it, and he's not done lurking just yet. But Karan, backside of the site, does pick up one. Xart through the smoke, picks up Innocent headshot at that through the door, and now it's all left to Manice. 1 on 2. Bomb down, has to get inside this site. The bomb's already on the cross point. Nice shot on Xart over the wall, catches him jumping. That brings us back to 1-on-1, but Xart's still there with this scout. He gets it, he switches over to the AK rather. And Stonda, what a play. I've got to go ahead and report him just for that shot through the smoke.
I would love to see the chat reaction right there, literally.
It can't. I have to actually report Xart. It was Xart that hit the first shot.
Oof.
Yeah, they're all yelling.
That
no
is
surprise. But there we go, guys. Going to be a 1-1 scoreline between these two teams. We will head to